Hitting slices can be so frustrating. And I've got 3 easy steps to help you stop slicing that I've been using with students for over 25 years to stop them losing shots off to the right. So let's make you a more consistent golfer. In this video, I'm going to show you how your setup might be stopping you hitting the shots you want, how your hold will be hurting you. And I've also got a brilliant drill at the end I've been using with students for so long that helps them release the club better to hit the shape shots they want. So let's kick this off by trying to give you the best chance of hitting the shape shots you want by setting up. So we need to get you set up to the ball in a way that's going to allow you to make a good shoulder turn. I see so many golfers kind of just pop the club up there behind their shoulders or behind the head. They kind of just stand up and put it there. And that's often coming from these setup positions where the ball is way too far forward. Then we get leaning forward with the shoulders. Now I can't really make much of a turn, so to get the club behind my head, I'm going to start kind of lifting and swaying to get it up there. Like, this is so common. So I want you to make sure that you're getting some kind of tilt in your upper body. So think about your trail hand. My right hand goes lower than my left on the club. This gives me a fraction of spine tilt behind the ball. This then allows me to just drop my trail shoulder back, which then in turn allows me to start getting some shoulder turn. And this allows me now to get a better chance of getting my club approaching from the better side, so your side, to hit out of the ball and get rid of these kind of leaning forward, stand up, drop down, swing to the left. Horrible slice action. So let's get your feet together opposite the ball. Move your lead foot a little bit towards the target, trail foot further apart to get a good width of stance. This is now getting my ball just inside my lead heel. Make sure your hands are up level with the face, not way behind. And then for the main trick hack for your setup, I want you to put your trail hand on last. So I'm setting myself up. Just going to take my trail hand off, put it by my right thigh here, and then I'm going to introduce it. As I introduce it, that just sets my hips forwards, gets my shoulders tilting back a little bit. Now I'm able to turn and start making some actual shape shots that I want to hit, rather than ball forward, shoulders forward, lift, drop, swing to the left to get those horrible slice shots. This is the next point. Let's get away from holding here and get it more down in the bottom of your palm, base of your fingers. So common, I see people put it through the middle of the palm. This creates really weak wrist angles where the club face just wants to be adding loft, or open as people call it. Now this is where the club path has to go way left, because the face is trying to hit the ball at this angle, and that is where the huge slices come from. So what I want you to do, just get the club parallel to the ground, point your fingers down at the ground in front of you, and just to start, line the club up with the base of your palm and the top of your fingers and wrap it around and just feel what that feels like. Ideally you want it just slightly angled between the first finger and then base of the palm, nice kind of meaty pad. About there, and then wrap around. But I do like to overdo it with slices. Get it right in the base of the palm and then grab on. This puts a whole new twist in this lead hand from their normal feeling. Now from this hold, what we can start doing is using our wrist angles in a way where we start with this twist, and I want you to feel like you take that twist out. So on the backswing, feel like you flatten your wrist with your lead arm. And even as you start your downswing, feel like it stays flat. What this does is control the face in a way more positive angle. So the hold and then the flattening of the wrist starts doing that to the face. That closing of the face or de-lofting will encourage you to want to now swing straight through to more in to out, the opposite to your slice action. For most slicers, this is the root of all evil. Poor hold, poor wrist angles where you're adding loads of angle and keeping it in, keeping that face open to a path, causing the slice. So in your pre-shot routine, parallel to the ground, fingers down to the ground, wrapping round to the right of center of the club, and then from here, with this angle in your grip, you're going to make a swing where as you start, you're going to just simply try and take this angle out. So flattening lead wrist, look what it does to the face. See how it's turning it more to a closed apart fashion. It's totally going to transform the curvatures you put on the ball. Now as you swing back, you're trying to flatten lead wrist, but remember, lots of golfers do this big mistake. When they pull down and add that angle back in. You can't take it out on the way back and then just add it on the way down into the ball, because there's no point taking it out on the way back. So you've got to remember, as you're taking that angle out, so that twist out, flattening that lead wrist with this new hold, as you pull down, as you start to pull and push and twist on that club, make sure you're keeping that wrist flat with that lead arm to get that club face control you need. That wrist angle with that new hold will transform the shape shots that you hit and get you hitting less to the right and more starting to draw back to your target. Now this last drill is game changing for golfers. It's understanding how your release works, so how the club gets from this side of you to this side of you, and how to make it work so you still get the right height on shot, yet you get the club face control that gives you the curvature that you want and reduces those slice curves. So lots of people think hitting a draw and not a slice is about this, so turning the face this way, so let's say around the axis of the shaft. What that predominantly does for most golfers is it de-lofts the club, which causes low, horrible snap hook shots. So people do this rolling action and then don't want to hit that shot, so they go straight back to their slide. Where if I can get you thinking of your release as the relationship between where the head and the handle is, so the more the head goes ahead of the handle, the more the face points left. The more the handle is ahead of the head, the more the face points right and then requires more turning, the better your shots are going to be, because you're going to hit your least lofted club with loft while releasing the club, so making sure the toe is overtaking the heel by letting that club go at the bottom. Common slicers pattern, the setups that we talked about earlier, poor grip, and then just pushing that handle forwards of the head. Everything adds up to a slice. So this drill is game changing for so many golfers. I'm just moving away from my ball. I'm going to put my hand opposite my lead leg, but I've hinged my wrist forward, so added that angle back in that we talked about in the grip, with the head ahead of the handle. And what I want to do is try and get into this position so I'm feeling where my release is. So I'm going to start some swings where I begin here, pull back and try and get back into that position. And what you're going to feel at the bottom is that you need to let that club go. Let the right hand fling forward of the lead hand, so the trail overtaking, as in going underneath it, not rolling. Getting golfers to understand this relationship of release, honestly, it transforms their understanding of golf, where for years they've been rolling, hitting snap hooks or not very functional shots, and then just going straight back to their slices. It's just, honestly, it's on repeat, this fault, for so many golfers. So you can do this even to a ball. I could do it in my practice regime. Before I hit a shot, I'm going to preset, just going to swing over the ball and just feel like I get back into that position, then setting up to the ball and trying to hit one where I'm recreating that feeling. You can do this at home, you can do it at the range, you can do it on the green or on the practice tee like I'm doing out here on the course. Now, when it comes to reducing your slice and improving your shots, there's so many more elements to it. And one key part to it is that you start to increase your distance because you reduce your curvature. Now, if you want to increase your distance by up to 15 yards, by improving the way you turn, the way we've mentioned in this video, I've got a video here that will transform how far you hit it.